What's going on, everybody? This is an episode from the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast. Do you like podcasts and you want to see the full podcast? Make sure you check out the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast on all your podcast platforms, such as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, among many others. But you're listening to the episode right here on YouTube, so make sure you hit that like button and below, and make sure you hit the subscribe button to NC Studios and NC Level Up for all your gaming needs. This is the Nerd Coalition. Enjoy the show. But I did want to quickly go into TNA Bound for Glory. Did you see the results for that?
Yep.
So, TNA, for those who don't know, TNA Bound for Glory, this is TNA's WrestleMania. This is their biggest show of the year. Bound for Glory.
Is it?
Yes, Bound for Glory.
Okay.
Is their WrestleMania. I remember the first Bound for Glory back in 2005, and Bound for Glory is TNA's supposed to be biggest show. And apparently, when it came to attendance for Bound for Glory this year, this was probably the highest attendance that let me make sure I'm getting this. I think this is one of the highest attendance that they had in the past 11 years.
Yeah, I was about to say, I saw a video of people who were at the show, and it looked packed.
Yeah. So I think they had about, I want to say 5,000 people, because right now they was at the Wayne State Fieldhouse, which is it's in Detroit, and it serves as the home of the Wayne State Warriors, which is a Division II basketball team.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a basketball arena, but when you're dealing with wrestling, they have floor seats. So I think they got about 4,000 or 5,000 people in there. And for their Bound for Glory, that's because the last time they was doing thousands of people for Bound for Glory had to be, I think the last time it was 2013. I think 2013 was the last time they had like over 2,000 people or more than that, because before TNA could put about 6,000 people in, 5,000, 6,000 people up in there. So and then the Global Force era, and then the recent era, it was like you lucky to get 250 people up in there. They were looking like pandemic shows before the WWE had their pandemic shows.
Right.
How quiet was the TNA arena. But now they're Bound for Glory. And look, the whole Bound for Glory, I'm just going to give a skim over it, was all about if Joe Hendry was finally going to get the championship. I believe in Joe Hendry. That is what it was. It was Joe Hendry. They figured since he got his singles match, Joe Hendry versus Nick Nemeth is going to be Joe Hendry's turn. Because I thought he could have won it back in Slammiversary when he had that six-pack challenge, but he didn't. And Joe Hendry has been hot. And the crossover NXT, and I'm like, will be a perfect time to do this right now, even though I'm a Nick Nemeth guy, and you know that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I should have known. I should have known that it was something fishy when this match wasn't the main event. The main event was your damn Hardys.
Yeah, I thought I was bugging. I'm like, wait, why am I seeing the Hardys after 10 o'clock? Like,
it's, you know what I'm saying? But I think it's because they want to send people home happy. So, real quick, let's get to some of the highlights. Ash by Elegance defeated and
stupid
Heather.
Name.
It is
stupid name.
And Heather by Elegance defeated Zaya Brookside, which is your girl Zaya Lee. She showed up in Impact.
No, wait. That ain't Zaya Lee.
You sure?
Hold on.
Oh no, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, Zaya Brookside is she used to be with Ruby Riott. She was like Ruby Riott's good half.
Yeah,
but she looks like Ruby Riott.
Yeah, you're right.
Ruby Soho. Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
But Zia Lee is on TNA, but yeah, that ain't her.
Yeah. Brindley Reese. They won a tag team match. Frankie Kazarian won the 20-person intergender Call Your Shot Gauntlet. The winner received a trophy.
That's a name I ain't hear in a minute. Kazarian.
I know. the winner receive a trophy and a contract that they can invoke anytime within 1 year for a championship match of their choosing. So Kazarian won that one by eliminating Rhino. And I have to say also, because TNA is Bound for Glory is their WrestleMania, they have their TNA Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
And their TNA Hall of Fame inductee this year was... Oh, wait a minute. Was it multiple? You know what? It was Rhino.
I was about to say, I know it was Rhino.
Yeah. And I was sitting here making sure that they didn't add anybody else into there. But yeah. So yeah, the TNA Hall of Fame, it started back in 2012. I believe it was. Yeah, in 2012. And the first one person to go in there was Sting. And then so there's been Sting, Kurt. And so they usually do like one, because obviously you need to, like one a year. And so far, their Hall of Fame has been pretty good, except I ain't gonna lie, because last year I was like, Tracy Brooks. I'm sorry. I like Tracy and all that stuff like that, but I was like, nah, I don't know yet. But yeah, so but Rhino gets in there, and then also they put in Bob Ryder, who was a journalist and one of the founders of TNA. So they inducted both of them into the Hall of Fame. So congratulations to Rhino. So I appreciate it. I'm glad that they're still doing a TNA Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah.
They had Mike Bailey win the X Division Championship match. That was a pretty good matchup. They had a tag team match of Spitfire, which is Jody Threat and Dana Luna taking on the team of Rosemary and Wendy Chu. Well, Rosemary and Wendy Chu lost, and then Rosemary turned on Wendy Chu and took her out. So back to NXT you go, Wendy Chu. Or this evil Wendy Chu that he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Alexander defeated Steve McLean by technical submission. POC took on Matt Cardona in a Monsters Ball match for the TNA Digital Media Championship and the International Heavyweight Championship. This match was brutal. I don't know how POC is still taking these kind of bumps. Do you know how old POC is?
Nah, how old?
56 years old.
Oh, wow.
56 years old. Okay? This man was around during the Hogan era. I mean, like, he's still out there doing it, but he got powerbombed through a door yesterday. And they... Look, I know I'm going to sound like an old prune. And I know I'm going to be like, oh, go back in the house, Grandpa. But I'm sorry. I love seeing violent matches, but the thumbtacks in the mouth thing is not for me.
Nah, I'm tired of that.
The thumbtacks in the mouth, I'm sorry, Q-Flow, it's not for me. Because I always be worried that somebody going to swallow it.
Mm-hmm.
And fuck everything up. And then he put that in POC's mouth yesterday and then like did his little rider boot to the corner. I'm just like, yo, are you kicking me with that kind of force with the thumbtacks in my mouth? No, because Candice LeRae used to do that shit also. And she would get super kicked with the thumbtacks. I'm like, yo, no, I can't control that in my mouth.
Right.
No, I was never a fan. Never will be a fan. And that's going on my list of things that I don't like, along with the pile-up spot in wrestling. So y'all can keep that. So yeah, but POC retains. Mike Santana, who is doing very well without Ortiz, defeated Moose yesterday. Then Masha Slamovich defeated my girl Jordan Grace for the TNA Knockouts World Championship. You know what that means, right?
She coming over.
Action League now. My girl Action League now coming over to WWE. Whether it's main roster NXT, I figured she's bound. She had title for a long time. She had a good run, but yeah, it's over. Then they had this overbooked ass match. Nick Nemeth taking on Joe Hendry, singles match for the TNA World Championship. Frankie Kazarian was a special guest referee. So they stacked this matchup against everything against Joe Hendry. And, of course, TNA pulled the fucking TNA. So, they had JBL come out. And yes, JBL came out and gives a clothesline to hell to Joe Hendry. That he already has Kazarian. No, he gave a clothesline to hell to Kazarian.
He did the Kazarian first.
Yeah, and they gave it to Joe Hendry. And then Nick never act like, I don't know what's going on here. Gives him a zigzag or whatever he calls this, the finisher now, and pins Joe Hendry. But Joe Hendry kicks out. So once that happens, I'm like, okay, they had the deck stacked against you. I'm like, okay, y'all really milking this big ass win. And I'm like, okay, now you got the crowd in the hand. He kicks out of all that bullshit. And what happens? About a minute or so, 2 minutes later, he loses to another zigzag. And that's it. And he loses.
That was dumb.
It's dumb. Sometimes you just gotta pull the trigger, strike when the iron is hot. That's what you got to do. And I'm like, right now, this would be a fine time for Joe Hendry, because right now, TNA, y'all don't have y'all big shows at the end of the year. Slamversity's in August, which is like y'all SummerSlam, and then Bound for Glory is y'all WrestleMania. That's where y'all need to have this happen. And I'm like, now when's he gonna get win on a regular episode of Impact? I can't watch Impact unless they show the replays on YouTube. I don't know what Impact come on at now.
Right.
I don't know. That just seems so dumb to me. And I'm like, what the fuck is this JBL thing for? This man ain't wrestled a match in like 11 years. Why are we even doing this for JBL right now? Oh. So it sucked for Joe Hendry fans, people who just was like, okay, well, I was hoping TNA do the right thing, and then they fucking didn't.
Nope.
So they had the main event, which was the Hardys taking on the System, which is Brian Myers and Eddie Edwards, versus ABC, which is Ace Austin and Chris Bay. So this was actually a good, because they call it a Full Metal Mayhem, which TNA's gimmick go. It's basically tables, ladders, and chairs match, but the way TNA used to do it was like anything that's metal could be used in this match. I'm just like, it's a TLC match. Just call it what it is. It was weird because the Hardys painted all their shit, and I was like, this is just... Do you remember that highlighted group from Batman and Robin back in 1997? They had the glow-in-the-dark chains and the face paint.
You know good and well I don't.
You ain't see Batman and Robin from 97?
Oh, God. What was that? Was that Clooney or Kilmer?
Clooney.
Oh God, yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I'm about to say, now, Nerd Coalition was founded on nerd stuff, so how I knew you should have saw it. I
don't know why you said 97. Maybe it's because I'm getting tired. You said 97. I heard 77. I'm like, bro, neither of us are that old.
No, I'm talking about 97. They had that group with all the glow in the dark face paint and chain and shit like that.
This sounds familiar.
Okay, that's what the fucking this ring looked like to me. They had all the tables painted. They had the ladders painted. They had the ring painted, all that shit. And I was like, why are we doing this? Because it's supposed to be like there's a Hardys thing because they reunited. And I mean, the match is fine. Jeff was doing them stuff that he probably shouldn't be doing at his age. But they won the tag team titles. Matt No Knees Hardy and, Jeff about to fall apart Hardy both won the tag team titles.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's what it was, and that was Bound for Glory. So overall, I thought it was a decent show. I just felt that they dropped the ball with Joe Hendry, and I don't know how they're going to get it back but that's TNA for you. It was going great all year when they were doing this crossover NXT, but I'm like, well, damn, that's fucking TNA for you.